Hello. How are you doing? It's 11:18 p.m. I've been in a trance for the last 3.5 hours, but today is a momentous day because I have finished an outline and a whole thing. I outlined an entire book. That's something since last October I've been doubting that I would ever be able to do. My name's Christine. I spent the last few years working on a book called Again But Better. It's my debut. It comes out May 7th, 2019. But since I finished writing Again But Better back last September, I've been trying to work on my next book. For this next book, my goal was to have a detailed outline, right? And that was my goal. One of my goals for last year, for 2018, was to have a detailed outline. When I got to the end of the year, I accepted that I knew where I wanted to go with this book as having a detailed outline, but I didn't have a detailed outline. Because every time I try to start one, I fail. I can't do it. I can't write outlines. I've been in such a mental state of struggle where I didn't believe in myself that I could do this. I knew, part of me was I know I could do this. The other part of me was but you can't. Every time you try, you can't do it. This sucks. You're in a circle of failure. So I've been trying to do this since last September, but I finally talked to my agent about it February 5th. February 5th, she was like, okay, March 5th, give me a detailed outline and the first couple chapters to look at. That's your deadline. And I was like, oh, okay. So last time I talked to you about writing, I didn't talk to you much about book 2 because it's been such a sad pull in my self-esteem the last couple of months that I haven't been able to write it like I wrote book 1. It's been such a different process. I thought about book 1 for years and years and years, and this book I thought about, in concept for a couple months, but I wasn't in it. I wasn't thinking about the character. I didn't know everything that was going to happen and how it was going to fall. And you need to know how these things are going to fall if you're going to write an outline. If you're going to be a professional author and you're going to write books and then pitch books and write them on a deadline, you need to be able to outline and show the publishing company what your plan is. The idea of it was horrifying me because I was bad at outlines. Anyway, I chugged along the past month until I got to 9,000 words, but still didn't feel like I'm in it, and I'm there, and I know what I'm doing. And one night, I was like, you know what? I am going to watch Kat's tutorial on how to do an outline again, okay? And we're gonna do this. We are making this outline. We're making progress today. So I opened this video of Kat's, which I've already watched because I already wanted to learn how to outline like the real people do. Honestly, I still think my outline's a hot fucking mess. It's just there. But it exists. Rewind back to this moment. I open up her outlining thing and I'm reading the description and she says I did this after a detailed brainstorming session. Watch my how to brainstorm video first. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't watch that video, so maybe I should just do it. Just do it and do exactly what Kat says, because she just spits out a whole story. She just vomited a whole story in a half an hour video. That's magic. That is a superpower, Kat. I open up her brainstorming video and I open up my magic writing notebook that my friend Nadine sent me for book 2. And she starts saying these questions she asks herself. Where's Gamora? Why's Gamora? How's Gamora? These are the types of questions she's saying. And I'm just okay, you know what? After every question, I'm pausing and I'm writing where's Gamora? How's Gamora? Why's Gamora? When's Gamora? And I'm just doing that for my character. And making this a mind map. That was 4 minutes into the video. And then all of a sudden my brain was just vomiting information about my characters and my story. I was like, this is the A plot, these are the B plots, these are the C plots, these are the D plots. Then I'm making all these lists all of a sudden, what's emotionally stimulating them. And then I have a list of what my characters have in common. And then a list of what makes them different. I made a list of each of their flaws, and then I made a list of what they both excel at, and a list of what each of them wants and yearns for, and what my two characters have to discuss together. And then I was writing an outline of the entire first act down by hand. Literally, I was just writing scenes. I have so many just written by hand, chicken scratch, okay? And then I had to sit and type up this chicken scratch, but it just exploded. Kat's video is magic. Wizardry! I broke through the barrier. I broke it through. And then I started writing. So my last writing video, I said I was rounding 10,000 words. I was actually at 9,500 and I was rounding up to have a nice number. I was at the beginning of last week, so oh my god, a week ago. That was a week ago. And today, my first draft of book 2 has 18,111 words. 18,111 words. I'm so excited. I'm moving and grooving and dancing to the music. And I know my characters and they're doing things and talking. And then after I finished these 18,000 words, I went back to my outline to crush this bitch. Okay? And my deadline was March 5th. And this outline, I had like some of Act 1 this morning. And at 10:13, I had all the way to the end. Okay? I have a 24-page outline. And yes, it does get slushier and slushier the further you go in. Okay? It's pretty solid until the break into Act 2. The first couple of chapters after the break into Act 2 are pretty strong, and then it just gets slushier and slushier and slushier as you go along. But it exists. Act 3 is basically a glorified jumble. But it's there. And it was just, this was such a weird experience. It was like I was going through the story on hyperspeed. Like, once I got to Act 3, I was just like, I'm not there with these characters. Like, we haven't been through Act 2. So I don't know what order that exactly these things would fall in, because I'm writing in two perspectives. And so, like, they're gonna build off of each other. And if I'm not there with them, I can't be in the moment with what exactly they would do first of the things that I want them to do. But it's there. It was like I put them on fast forward like they were The Sims. And I was like, I don't know what's going on in the middle exactly, but I have ideas of what will happen. And then I was writing the last chapters, like the darkest night of the soul, and then the conclusion, like everything coming to a close. And it was so weird because I started crying, but like I hadn't gone through the journey yet. It was so strange. There's so much to do still. But like, I was fake there and I was crying because I was like, oh my god, the end is here. It wasn't here, but it's here-ish. I had 4 acts when I started this outline today, but I realized that the book is 3 acts. I was very pleased, because Kat's video organizes things into a 3-act structure, and when my structure felt like it was going to be 4 acts, I was getting very confused on how to organize it. Even though I didn't organize it like Kat, she's so organized, but I feel more organized because it's 3, not 2. And 3, I'm just so comfortable with 3-act structure. My first book is a 4-act structure, but that one like screamed 4 acts. This one was like, what is it? I don't know. And then by the time I got to the end of Act 1, I was like, it's 3. How beautiful. How wonderful. I just can't believe I have outline for the whole book. It doesn't have any of like the side characters, really. No, they don't. It was getting really hard to follow through with my side character plot lines once I got to Act 3, and it was just like a jumble of like the lead character's journey. Like, how am I supposed to follow up where exactly the side characters' journeys are gonna I couldn't. You know, it's a first draft. It is a first draft, and it feels so fucking good to just, I did it. I did it. If I did it, you can do it too. If I can outline, you can outline. It's glorious. All you have to do is watch Kat's videos, which I will be linking in the description for you. Okay, just answer her questions. They sound dumb. Like, obviously I know who Gamora and what Gamora and how Gamora and when Gamora. But, like, you just gotta do it for your brain. It unlocks a secret door where all the story's hiding. And then you're in the secret garden of story, and it's magical, and all you gotta do is just get it on the paper and have a notebook handy. I feel like this notebook holds the secrets to finishing this novel now. Like, this mumble jumble that exploded out of me in the 2 hours where I was just like writing shit down and staring into space. I don't even know if some of this shit made it into the outline, because it got to the point where I was like, I can't read this. I'm not gonna sit here and try to decrypt my chicken scratch right now because I have a deadline, okay? Oh, I'm excited, and I'm relieved. And I'm so excited. It's so exciting to be working on a new project and moving. I want to keep moving and get at least Act 1 all out on paper because I'm so in the zone. I'm so with them. I haven't, like, proofread this outline at all. I'm sure if I read it, I'd be like, this is a dumpster fire. I don't know. Sometimes I'm, like, summarizing what happens, and sometimes I'm just, like, writing literal dialogue. It's just, I'm writing dialogue. And sometimes I'm just writing, she says this and this and this. Sometimes it's dialogue, sometimes it's like a script, like this person : says this. And sometimes it's like, this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens, but no description of how it happens. And a detailed outline, I think, has to be detailed all the way through. I don't think. I know. But this is a first draft, and it will get more detailed in the second draft. That's what drafts are for. That's what drafts are for. Whatever. I finished an outline for a whole book. For a whole second book. A second book. 2. I need to figure out a name to call this book when I'm talking to you about it. Because people just assume it's, I've said this before, they assume it's a sequel to Again But Better. Again But Better is a standalone. This is going to be a standalone too. I've been trying to think of a good codename because I know what I'm calling it, but I don't know if any of the words that I'm calling it will end up in the title. So I don't want to tell you what I'm calling it. It's not a good title right now. It's just there. But like, who knows if I'll meld it into something. We'll just call it Again But Better too. Oh, maybe I'll call it All Aboard. Yeah, I like that because it's completely irrelevant, but it sounds fun. You know what? I take that back because All Aboard is not the name of the book, and you're going to get confused once I told you the real name in the future. My Writing Book 2 playlist is the shit. Like, I'm so impressed with past Christine, who just made this with her fingers crossed that she'd be able to write this outline and get past the first 10,000 words of the draft, and was so on point with the tone. I just find myself like coming out of the writing for a second being like, oh my god, this song is perfect. And it happens over and over and over again. There's a lot of Billie Eilish on here and a lot of Noah Cyrus. It's just, they came together to help this happen for me. A little Julia Michaels, a whole lot of Dodie. Dodie's whole Human EP is on here. And then like a bunch of random ones that I found on the Discover Weeklies over the past couple months. And I just added The Landing by Justin Hurwitz from First Man. That just like gets me in the zone, dude. It just gets me in the zone. I'm Christine. What did we learn today? If I can outline, you can outline. Okay? You got this. You could do it. We believe in you. I believe in you. Gamora believes in you. My name's Christine. If you'd like to pre-order my book, my first book, it comes out May 7th. It's called Again But Better. There is a Barnes & Noble special edition, which I talk about in my last video, so I'll link that below if you want to know more about it. I make videos every Tuesday. All my links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. You can outline.